and, feel good about yourself and connect with yourself. There's such a big disconnect with ourselves and our bodies. So I feel like yoga is a great way to start connecting with that and having more body awareness, right?
Right. Yes, because like I joke around with my wife and like my close friends and stuff. I'm like, it was always a saying where when you go over 25, you'll start feeling like a grown up in a lot of many ways, and especially like when it comes to like, I don't drink anyway, so I don't really, know about the being hungover and all that stuff versus when I was younger or whatnot, but when it comes to like exercising and doing certain stuff, I know that myself is like I have to be careful on certain stuff that I do because I'm young, I'm 27, 28, but I'm not a baby when I was like 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. Like I have to start changing up my diet. I have to start changing up the way I exercise. I try my best to go to sleep at the right time, and it's kind of hard, because you're trying to like. I'm like, man, I'm not young no more. Like I'm not young like how I used to be. Like in terms of like, being that 18, 19-year-old, staying up all night, and not being that much sleepy versus now. Like if I go to sleep 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I wake up, I still have energy, but it's not like a burst of energy. I have to get at least an hour of me getting used to just getting everything, ready for the day and stuff like that.
Yeah, like waking yourself up in the morning, pretty much.
Yes. One of the questions I wanted to ask you was, I guess the importance of health and wellness. Well, the country. I'm gonna speak for my country, from America, United States. We recently trying to get to that right direction of being more of a healthier country. Because the obesity rate was very high, and I think it went down a little bit. So can you like tell us like from your point of view like the importance of health and wellness and mental wellness?
Yeah, definitely. So I think a lot of it is convenience.
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, when we're hungry, getting something that's convenient is easier and faster than making something. And sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just the perception of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think having so many things so readily and easily available to us is actually creating an unhealthy sort of living environment because we are not doing as much as we should be for ourselves. Like cooking, for instance, is a huge thing. Like not only will you save money cooking, but it's going to be so much more healthy for you, and you actually know the ingredients that are going into your food. You've prepared something with love, and like the energy that you're putting into what you're cooking, makes a big difference in what you're intaking as well. So yes, like I think starting with trying to cook your own meals or having like healthier snacks that come out of the fridge and
Right.
not the cabinet or not the freezer.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing. Like even just replacing chips with carrots and hummus or carrots and guacamole or something like that, so that it's not as unhealthy as something that's just prepackaged for you. So I think that's one of the main things is eating and preparing your own food, because if you try to eat healthy consistently while you're buying food, it gets very expensive, and that's an issue as to why it's hard to eat healthy when you're buying food because it's so expensive. So the best option is to just buy groceries and make it yourself.
I'm sorry. What you was about to say? I apologize.
No, continue.
No, I was just saying like that's very important. Like I start noticing that, especially like when me and my wife, when we first moved in together, and I was telling her like me and her always say like we should just buy groceries and just fill up our refrigerator, and every time we done that, I noticed that I lost a couple of pounds, she lost a couple of pounds, but we also save money. As well,
Yeah.
instead of like always, going out, especially during the week and all this nonsense. But it's like people understand. Like I'm very big on my health, but also like finances. So like I'm like one of them people. Like I like to save, I like to invest, I like to look at the stocks. Try to get into real estate and everything. Like I'm a business junkie. And that's one of the things that every entrepreneur has said was you have to make sure that you healthy, like as mind, spirit, mental, and then of course the money and stuff like that. But the main three things are the most important things, because once you mentally healthy, physically, spiritually, everything sky's the limit. Like you said earlier that being stress free is very important, and that's why a lot of people, do yoga, so they could just calm their mind and stuff like that. 'Cause we all have, busy, schedules, especially during the week and stuff. We business people, so it's a lot going on. So yeah.
Definitely, and it's not only, I feel like having a stress-free life is almost like it's not really achievable to have a stress-free life. So I think it's more about how you manage your stress,
right.
And taking that hour out of a day or 10 minutes out of a day or something just for yourself, so you can just like breathe sometimes. Because I find myself unable to catch my breath certain times. Like when I have a lot going on, I get super overwhelmed, and just like stopping and sitting or lying down and just breathing does just absolute wonders for me. So and that helps me better manage the stress that's coming into my life. So I think it's definitely managing what's coming at you, and that really is the key to success in business and health and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's one of those, like, everything kind of integrates together. So when you're eating healthy, you're feeling better. When you're being active, you're feeling better. When you're drinking lots of water, you're feeling better. A lot of people don't really drink that much water, and some people actually don't like the taste of water. So it's that's one big thing that it's like that's what we need more of in our lives too.
Yeah, we do actually. We need a lot of water.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know, it's little things that all contribute to helping your body achieve that optimal health and wellness for yourself. And not every single person is gonna look the same or feel the same, whatever healthy is to them. You know what I mean? Some people might run marathons.
Right.
Other people might just go for a walk, and both are equally awesome.
Right, yeah, because I always make sure, like, it be some days where I don't have the energy to go to the gym, but I always make sure that I just walk. Maybe I'll walk from my apartment to, like, the nearest store, and that's, like, maybe from here walking probably, like, a 15, 20-minute
That's great.
walk. So it just just to keep the body active. Like it still amazes me like how when I was 18, 19 years old, I should go to the gym like every day, like nonstop every day. Like I do my homework and stuff. Do I have to do? And I go to the gym. Now as I get older, it's like you know I don't really want to be. I don't really want to go to the gym. Not because I don't want to work out. It's just that I don't know. It's just one of them things. But I always make sure that all right, I can walk to the mailbox and back. I can go to the store. Instead of driving. Like
Definitely.
It's a lot. Like people don't realize that it's so much. There ain't really no excuses of trying to lose weight. Especially exercising and stuff. Like you can work out from home. Like they have all these apps, amazing apps. Platforms like yourself, like the platform that you have, where they show the different exercises and things of that nature, and you can just do it from home. So it's a lot.
Exactly. Yeah. So what I tell people as well, I get a lot of questions and comments within the account on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and people are like, how do I start? What do I do? And I'm just like, just do it. Just try something. Like if you can't go to a gym, just go on YouTube and find something that's going to interest you, spark a little bit of interest, whether it's Pilates or whether it's yoga or just kind of anything, right? And if they want to start yoga, that's what I tell them, or just go to a beginner's class and get a feel for it based on, what you think. And sometimes, like with group classes as well, sometimes the instructor doesn't really match what you are looking for. So sometimes you just have to find the right instructor.
Right.
I think that's really important too, because not all yoga classes are the same and not every instructor is the same. So whether you find something online or at an actual studio, I think both are great. I think it's great to start in person so that you have some like one-on-one time, even if it's just a little bit, and then following that, once you go and you start developing that awareness, then it's like, okay, I had no idea how to do this pose. Let me look on this resource and see how I can do it better or like benefit more from it or avoid hurting myself from doing it because maybe it didn't feel right. Or maybe the instructor was showing you a way that you were unable to do, like downward dog, for instance. Downward facing dog, there are so many people that message me and say, hey, I can't put my heels down in downward dog. Is that okay? And I'm like, yeah, of course it's okay. Like, you don't have to put your heels down. Bend your knees. Like, there's ways to modify your body so that you're still getting the benefit of the pose, or keep your heels up as long as your back's straight. So, there's different ways of doing it, and that's why I love what I do. Like, I love that there's people every day that are messaging me saying, thank you so much for posting this. I was really having a hard time with this. Or people asking questions about, I'm new to yoga. How do I get into it? So it's really rewarding to see people that are benefiting from like what I'm putting out there,
Yeah, because one of the questions I was going to ask you was why do you think that some people, especially men, are embarrassed to do yoga? Because, I'm not going to lie, like, I wanted to, at my gym they have, like, classes, weekly classes. And some days I want to go, but then other days I don't want to go. Because, one, I'm, like, probably one or two, like, I'm probably, like, the only man that goes in there. And then two is just, like, what we was talking about earlier was that, a lot of people, when they see other people do yoga, they want to do the same thing that they doing, but don't realize that they don't know their limits. Like everyone has a limit. So why do you think that like most people, especially men, are embarrassed to, go to a yoga class?
That's an interesting question. I don't know if it's necessarily that they're embarrassed,
Mm-hmm.
or it's definitely a female dominant